This is the question that we are going to take up in this video. There are many efficient solutions available for this question on GMATLab. I believe at least there are 2 to 3 ways of doing this question in a very efficient way. The reason for creating this video is to share a way in which I solved this question, and I didn't solve this question in any of those efficient ways that are there on GMATLab. But I believe the way I went this question sort of is a very universal way I go about questions. So I thought of sharing this. Now when I looked at this question, as you can see, there are a lot of 9s after the decimal, and then you have almost 1 in the denominator and then almost 1 here also. And then you also have this almost 1 in the numerator. So it's essentially if I want to approximate it, it's going to be this. Right, that would be my first hunch. It's almost everything is just 1. But the 0 is not in the answer. So I know that I can't approximate it this way. So I could sense that I would have to solve it rather than approximate it at this stage. So now how do I go about solving it? That's a question in my mind. It seems to be a lot of mess. There are a lot of 9s, and then right, there are many decimal places even in the denominator. So if I just cross multiply this into this and this into this, it would create a lot of mess, because the numerators have 8 digits in the decimal and the denominators have 4 digits in the decimal. Overall I'll have a big multiplication to do, right? So I want to minimize the calculation. Of course, that's the thought process that I always have. Okay, there is a mess. Now how can I simplify it? Okay, that's a question that I always have, and that's the way I think any problem solving should be done. Is there a way that I can reduce the mess that is out there? And I see that there are a lot of 9s here, but if I write this as 1 minus 0.0001, and then I can write 0.00 and till 1 as 10 raised to power some minus power, right? So I'll write this as 1 minus 0.00000001, and this is going to be 10 raised to power minus 8, right? So now this will be much easier to handle. So this will become 1 minus 10 raised to power minus 8, 1.0001 minus 1 minus here 9 into 10 raised to power minus 8, because you will have 0.00 and here 9 in this case. So this will be 9 into 10 raised to power minus 8, and then you will have 1.0003. Now at this stage I didn't know any other way to simplify it. One way, of course, is to write this as 1 plus 10 raised to power minus 4, right? But I thought if I cross multiply it, essentially I'll have to multiply 2 numbers here, and then with 2 numbers here it will give me 4 numbers. So I just thought let's keep it this way, and then I just cross multiplied this. So just did this. So what I had was 1.0003 minus 1.0003 into 10 raised to power minus 8, and then minus 1.0001 plus 9 into 10 raised to power minus 8 into 1.0001, right, and divided by the multiplication of 1.001 and 1.0003, right? So now this is what I have. So I can see these two numbers can be subtracted easily. So what I get is 0.0002, and I can see these two numbers can also be dealt separately. But at the same time I also see that this is 10 raised to power minus 8, and this number is just 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So there is an order of magnitude difference, right? It's 10 raised to power minus 1, this is 10 raised to power minus 8. So if I just add or subtract this is still going to come to very close to 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So when I did this question, I just ignored it for the time being. For the time being means that, okay, unless and until the answers are very close to each other, I'll not bother about this. Okay, and then I have in the denominator 1.0001, 1.0003, and then I look at the answers options. So the answer options that are anywhere close to this are 3 into 10 raised to minus 4, 2 into 10 raised to minus 4, and 1 into 10 raised to minus 4. Now this number is 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 divided by something. Definitely this number is not going to become 3 into 10 raised to minus 4. To make this 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 3 into 10 raised to minus 4, I'll have to multiply it 1.5, which is nowhere there. So I can easily reject this. Now let's look at 2 into 10 raised to minus 4. Yeah, this is very close to that. Okay, yeah, so this could be the answer. Now let's look at 1 into 10 raised to minus 4. So for this number to be 1 into 10 raised to minus 4, I'll have to divide this by 2, right? So that 2 can cancel out and I just have 10 raised to minus 4 in the numerator. But do you think that 1 into this 1.0001 into 1.0003 is going to give you anywhere close to 2? No, right? This number is going to be almost equal to 1, right? So I can be sure that okay, this is also not the answer. So the only option that is left is 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4, and that was my answer. Now I took a couple of approximations here. I ignored this 10 raised to power minus 8 numbers here, right? And I also eventually ended up ignoring this, right? So then how can I be sure about my answer? I could be sure about my answer because the options were not close. It was 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4 and then just 1 into 10 raised to power minus 4. If there were other options like 1.9 into 10 raised to power minus 4 or 2.1 into 10 raised to power minus 4, then I would be messed up, right? Then I'll have to probably look at consider these small numbers also to be sure that the answer I'm getting is exactly correct. Okay, but generally I don't think they'll give you such close answers in the options. What they are generally trying to test is your logic, not whether you can get the exact calculations. At this stage I would also want to compare my solution with the solution that is given on GMATLab. The solution given on GMATLab arrives at the exact answer. Okay, there is no approximation involved there. So in that way it's far better than my solution. But in another way, my solution also has an advantage that it doesn't require you to see that pattern, a square minus b square upon a plus b. So in my case I was not able to notice that pattern when I did this question. And I thought that there has to be a way to solve this question even without being able to catch those patterns. And this is how I did this problem. I would also want to share here another way in which one of my students actually did this. Let me clear this all up then. So the way in which one of my students did this question is, he could notice that the only difference between these two numbers in the numerator is this: there is a 9 here and there is a 1 here. What if I can open this number? Okay, what I mean is, what if I say this is 1 plus 0.00000008 divided by 1.0001 minus 0.9999991 upon 1.0003, and this is, as we have already seen, this is 8 into 10 raised to minus 8, right? So now what he did was he just took these two separately. So what you get is, you can take this common and then you will have 1.001 minus 1 by 1.0003, then you will have plus 8 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by 1.0001, right? And then he just cross multiplied, which is going to be pretty easy So what you will get is 1.0003 minus 1.0001 divided by 1.0001 1.0003, right? And then of course this also carries here, and then again it carries here, multiplied by, you will get 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 divided by 1.0001 and 1.0003 plus this number. Now again we can see this number is 10 raised to minus 8 and this number is 10 raised to minus 4. So there is a huge difference in the magnitude of these two numbers. So we can almost ignore it if we are approximating the number. Now we can look at the options. Again, the closest options are 3 into 10 raised to minus 4, 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 and 10 raised to minus 4. Again we can eliminate this 3 into 10 raised to minus 4 because this number is not going to get 3 into 10 raised to minus 4. That would require us to multiply this with 1.5, which is not there, and this number is not half of this, right? And then we look at 10 raised to power minus 4. So now in this case, for our number to be 10 raised to minus 4, we need to divide it by 2 so that this 2 can cancel out, but there is no 2 here. This multiplication is going to give me a number very close to 1. So I know that this also cannot be the answer. So the only answer that is left is 2 into 10 raised to minus 4, and I know that my number is going to be very, very close to 2 into 10 raised to minus 4. Make sense? So this is another way we can solve this question. The mentality is most important here. The mindset is very important here. The mindset was just that whatever we are given, if it looks messy, we try to simplify it. And simplification can be done in multiple ways in this question. There was one way that I went about it, and then there is this way also, in which case we are making the numerator same. Make sense? So that's it for this question. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask.